Top to morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Zuko Was Frozen Fly. It's a confusion of Firefly and Mr. Freeze. Yeah. So, I'm also adding Zoomy so that I have that habit of trying to keep the canon version alive. So, yeah. Yeah. Zoomy had a quirk, fire manipulation, and of course, and plus Zuko is immortal, and Zuko does have a quirk. I'll tell you, and before we start, he has elemental manipulation. He could manipulate the like earth, fire, air, water, basically everything. And he also has powers of infinity, zero, and ultimate creation. So, yeah. When I say ultimate, I mean like surpassing Momo's. Yeah. She has a normal creation, but the Zuko has it as a power that's 10,000 times more than Momo's. He doesn't need to learn the structure of it. He just done. So, yeah. So then, now we go into this story. And I'm also adding 2 new characters. Or, no, 4 new characters. Killer Frost, Volcanus, and their 2 kids. Yeah, that are similar to their parents. So, yeah. But they'll go later. Okay? And I'm also adding 2 new parts to this What If. One's a meteor, the other is the laser thing. So, and let me get, before we start, there's also another thing. Frozen Fly can wield he can fly like a firefly. Like he can fly around. And he could shoot ice or fire at the same time, even. And he doesn't need to be work for hire. He just does his own thing. Plus, yeah. So now let's begin. Zuko and Zumi were born, and at age 4, they were going to a quirk doctor's, or it's called the quirk doctor. Yeah, so they go to a quirk doctor, and the quirk doctor tells Zumi that she can become a hero, and yeah, and then he tells Zuko that he can't become a hero, and he should have just died in the whole thing. As yeah, Zuko was sad, but then he got picked on by the by a lot of characters, except for two characters that has their eyes on him. Killer Frost and Volcanus. The C Volcana. Yeah. So they both have a quirk that represents their, like, hers is fire, or Volcanus is fire, and Killer Frost is the opposite. She's ice. So yeah. So a way that she likes, so she knows that something very special about Zuko. So yeah. So 15, or so time skip to 15. As Zuko was ignored for most of his life. So he goes to a normal school. But he didn't know that during the first day of school, they go on a road trip up to a lab. It was called Mutation Lab. And yeah. So they showed up before her. And of course the villains were there after, as they knocked over a lot of chemicals and chemical spills everywhere, and it as everyone, or all the students, tried to get it out, but they couldn't, and most of them died except for Zuko, because the chemicals kill the normal quirks users, except for Zuko. It alternated his DNA. His hair turned white. And red. Like Todoroki's, but without the scar and the, like, the instead of, actually, I'm changing it from white, or it's kind of like Todoroki's, but with the hair thing reversed. Like, actually makes it look good on him. The, like, the eyes front and then at the behind, because his genetics has been, like, transformed and into, it's basically like her hair, like, top of her hair is like all white, but underneath is all red. Yeah. But he still has his green eyes. Things. But with one side, like his white side is red, the other's blue. So, yeah. So, as he tries to get up, everyone thought they were all dead. So he fell into a hole in the ground. Or not very big hole, but it was covered up by cement. As he falls in, and the Bakugo, oh, let's go over to UA, and of course when Todoroki tells Bakugo that about what happened, as everyone else wants to know why it happened, as Todoroki says there was something, but I don't know what was going on with. Well, why was. Yeah. So then Zuko's entire body, as he's crawling, as he sees he needs a suit to keep himself alive. As he lifts himself up onto a chair with a broken leg, as he created a design, or his powers kicked in. He made a full suit that's blue with red and gray. Yeah, this one. As Zuko could, as he feels like as he tested it before, and the suit goes off of his, like, instead of fuel tanks, it's not really a fuel tank, it's more like a flame tank. Like, he could use his flame to power his own full suit without any extra cords to do it. So, yeah. So then yeah. But over years have passed. No one even cared about who died in that. Or as the pro heroes did care of who died. And, yeah. So zooming had no grudges against her brother, but when she heard that her brother died, in the her heart like was broken. She cried. She could not believe that her own brother is dead. So yeah, then as he named himself after a fly called Frozen Fly. Yeah. As yeah. So as he kills all the villains that he uses his own resources on. Like he flash frozen them to bits. Yeah. As they don't remember anything. As the pro heroes comes in, they all seem like, what's doing this? Yeah. Where is they? As he remembers who they are. Let's say one of the villains was not Captain Cold, but the something else. He was called Mr. Sink. That's what it is. The Mr. Sink is created a hero in Avalanche. And Zuko and Killer Frost and Volcanus loved him, no matter if he was quirkless or had a quirk. It doesn't matter to them. Yeah. So, yeah. So then the crime rate went down, and the government asked, or made a temporary law that forbids everyone from using their ice powers or fire powers until they bring him or bring whoever's doing this down. No. Oh. And yeah. So basically, Todoroki can't use it. He can't use his ice or fire powers. Nindever can't use his flames. Both of them, her and her, can use their fire and ice powers. So, yeah. And, yeah. Basically, they tried to remove it, but they, yeah. So Zuko, did cause that temporary law, to form because, yeah. So then the day came, like after a sports festival, the internship thing, and the villain, or like Endeavor, still fights with his bare hands, and but then the laser comes out of nowhere, blinds everybody, and frozen or kills the most of those three Nomus. As he goes, as he like flies around, as he found the Batman, or he found Hero Killer Sane's about to kill Tenya. As he flies in, hits the Hero Killer Stain with enough, like, sends him hurling through, like, buildings, knocking his butt out. As he grabs and flies up, lies him over, sets him down, or drops him off. As they don't know what happened. They were like fighting the Nomus. Then the next thing is that they remember was and they were just all standing around, like, but looking down at the dead corpses of it. What just happened? As no one remembers what happened, they thought, okay, it must be someone that's using, like, blinding light thing. Trying to think of who who did it. The only person that is taking a wild guess is her. Because who else has doesn't listen to the rules. So she's like, she wants to ask. So, yeah. So, she thinks of herself as a Gazuku is back, as in her own head. As she's smiling at it. And, yeah. So, yeah. It was terrifying. Terrifying terrorist thing. And so, even Killer Frost knew there was. As she, like, asked Volcanus, because they are, like, friends, and so they can talk to each other. But she asked, okay, who's the one that did it? Oh, think it's Zuko that's doing it. Because he's always knew how to get in trouble for something. Yeah. And I did some digging into his quirks or into his power sets thing. And it's kind of overpowered, I might say. Ooh, so let's see. And they see the information of Zuko's power as that and gets Killer Frost so pumped up. And Volcanus, too. Because they think that because how much they love him, they want to be at his level. And so Todoroki and so the villains went in hiding after most of them, except for some of them that don't have fire manipulation or ice one. So yeah, as Mr. Ozawa was like thinking of who it would be. Me? And like everybody's trying to think. They're trying to take a guess on who it is. But so then the camp arc goes way similar to like the canon, but Zumi uses her fighting styles to not get injured like her brother does against Musclier. And yeah. So then the Zuko so then the day came, the All for One Huns versus All Might. Okay? And All for One is telling Bakugo that there's a chance of your friend survived. Abe. Because of his immortality doesn't allow him to die that easily. And so, reason why I made his suit look more like Mr. Freeze's outfit thing is because of his skin. So then, for one is about to shoot the fire laser thing, but out of nowhere, before he even let off a hit, from the moon came a bug as he flash frozens everyone as he punches All for One, sending him flying like into all the way through, as they're like, where did he go? As all they did not realize that as All for One's gonna ask him, "What's your name?" Or like, "Huh. Well, you'll figure it out. I'll give you a one hint. Frozen, and call me Frozen Fly." Yeah. As he says, and I don't want to use the lines from Batman where "I'm the night, I'm vengeance," and all that stuff. But instead of saying Batman, he says, "I'm Frozen Fly. Where's that villain that was working with you?" Or, "I know that you have information about a certain villain." I forgot the Mr. Villain's name. Or like Clay. Captain Clay, I think. Yeah. So he asks him about where's Captain Clay at? If you don't tell me, I will freeze you to your very soul. Oh, and then burn you alive. Him. As he throws the as he was terrified. Of course, as he is the as he throws All for One around like a little rag doll. Oh, like punching him around, freezing him, heating him. Yeah, as he says that because of you villains, as he, inside of his mask, All for One could sense that Zuko is mad at him. Or Frozen Fly is mad at the captain and like Clay. And so he says, "Where is he?" As he took everything from me. And now I'm real mad at all of you who as Zuko has, like, he uses his flames. You know how, like, Escanor calls on, like, the cruel sun? Zuko, because his powers are of the fire, so he throws the fireball. No. And, yeah. It was 3 times as hotter as, like, cruel sun. Or any of that. So, yeah. And I really tried to find the images of what would Killer Frost and Volcanus. See? Volcana. Would look like as My Hero Academia characters. Okay? So the yeah, Zuko ends up burnt all for one, two out of existence. Yeah. The only thing that was left was his helmet. As he picks up the helmet, flies back over to as he puts it on the as he hacked into the thing. Hello, Gotham. Or no, he's instead of I'm just gonna do the voice acting for it. So when he earns or he sold the helmet helmet for 3,000 million trillion billions of dollars. Dollars. And yeah, a one rich family bought it for or it was actually in this alternate timeline, Heroes released the like a museum of villains, or like the heroes and villains that they every time there's a new something, plus they get more dollars. So they found a helmet that belongs to All for One, and they said, "We'll buy it." And Frozen Fly drops it off. Oh, faster than you could just be like, yeah. And they paid him that much for it. As yeah. They even like ain't the you were like paid or gave him the suitcase thing full of money. He checked the money before. And no, they weren't trackers. They weren't like tracking any money. Yeah. So he got paid to do it. So then he still looks around as everyone and like trying to find him. But then Zuko got found by Todoroki. As Todoroki asks him, why are you doing this, Frozen Fly? Tell me. Hey, because I know that you weren't here for the money thing, or honey. But tell me, why? What are you here for? Azuku was wearing his spacesuit thing, or his outfit. So he says to him, "Why? You don't know what I have been through. Only person that knows how it feels to lose someone that you care about. I don't. I don't. Just ask your father, Endeavor, too. Because I know when I read his files before, I could feel like his father was more important to him. So his father was a great man. I respect Endeavor, all of you. I don't have a grudge against any pro heroes, but I lost everything as Zuko, as Frozen Fly, or I'll just say Zuko. I lost everything, as Zuko says to them, so I wanted to take my revenge on all of them. It's because if world would be a better place, and without the villains, without the villains, those kids from that explosion lab accident thing would still be alive. And you know how it feels, Todoroki, to watch your friends die in front of you? As Todoroki just stands there, as he's wondering, what does he mean? Ask Zuko, the quirkless, as one. He saw his friends die right in front of his own eyes. Two. So it's as he starts to tear up, as Todoroki could sense there is a truth. As he flies away, he moves so fast that even, of course, then he found the Captain Clay. Captain Clay. That's a fusion of a Clayface and Captain Cold. So, yeah. As a villain. So, the Zuko says, there you are. Captain and Clay. And Captain Clay says, who are you? I'm the one that will bring you down. Because do you remember the lab that you infiltrated to take us a serum? Yeah. As Captain Clay says, yeah. And you killed, or you basically caused the explosion that killed most of those those kids, those high school kids. And yes, I remember that. They weren't, or they were just quirkless. No one really cared about them, anyways. As Zuko starts to get angry, as he flies up, he grabs the huh, Captain Clay, a and slams him into the wall. As he said, as in his adult voice, that those kids, if if it wasn't for you, they would be still be alive. And plus, you think they were quirkless? Heck, I know people that are have more powerful quirks than and you. And you think it's right to kill off the quirks, or quirkless people because of yeah. Heck, one of those students was Zuko Midoriya, the green hair, green eyes, he's kid. Do you remember him? As Captain Clay remembers seeing a green hair, green eyes. So that's Zuko, right? Yes. And you, let me show you who I really am. As he takes off his mask, as he reveals who he really is. He's the one, as he says, I'm the one that will bring you to justice. If anyone tries to stop me from bringing you to justice, I will make sure that they will be frozen and all that stuff. Okay? So, turn yourself in. As he puts a helmet back on. As he flies the villain to who the villain or to the thing. As Captain Clay, was the most wanted criminal in the entire universe. And because he could change into other people, like how Clayface does, and he could shoot out like colds from his hands, like how Captain Cold is. But Zuko says, go ahead, officers. Here. And Zuko was and you might be wondering why or who I am. I'm Frozen Fly, but friends and or used to be my friends, but as they yeah. So he flies up, he lands, as he sits down, and I mean, away from everybody. As he so he was being super not like he tries to be like a superhero, but he's such a intellectually he that even yeah. So the during the overhaul fight thing or before, Zuko, you know, was as like got a phone call from the government where they want to negotiate with him because it seems like he is more valuable as a pro hero than a villain because he doesn't really just okay. So the government asks him to go to these coordinates as the Zuko says, okay, I'm better not like twist my arm thing on it. And so he goes to the coordinates. And you know what he did? He froze every villain that was at the overhaul thing. And yeah, he turned all the villains as he gets the Ares, as he doesn't want to look at Ares because it reminds him of how one of the it pains him. But then of course he brought everyone or all the ice people that he has frozen in ice, like the villains, were in the police station. And of course, the detective, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Yeah, I'll just say the detective tells like Zuko or the frozen fly. Here. Do you see the name? Yeah. To be in my in Minecraft. Sorry. So Zuko tries his hardest. So he didn't break any laws. It's just the so now it was finally time as pro heroes and students of class 1A and 1B and the news reporters wants to know who he is. As he says this, I will introduce myself in a okay. So he tells them, "Do you guys remember that little lab accident thing?" And they asked, they remember. They said, "Yeah. What about it?" Well, you are meeting the only survivor of that, because you heard about most of the students of that explosion got killed. As they said, sure, as he takes off his mask, and Killer Frost and Heatwave, or no, Volcanus, sorry, I would always call her Heatwave because it's as they could not believe that Frozen Fly was the Zuko who. As Bakugo can't believe that his own friend in this alternate timeline, Bakugo used to be upset, but then when he came back, I knew that you who were none. You told me to just die and come right back. Is that what you want, Bakugo? Because you got your wish. Now, and that student stuff, as he walks away, as Todoroki remembers, he said that you lost everything, and yeah, you know how much it pains me, as he tells them, it's as his heart starts to break. Of course, Zumi didn't know, and Asashi didn't know that they were doing the interview thing. So yeah, Zuko, as Nezu says, or actually Killer Frost and Volcanus, walked right up to him and straight up told him that you didn't lose anything. You still have us, Zuko. But then instead of saying Zuko, who, they said, okay, Zuko, babe. And they asked him out to go on a date with them, as he accepts. And and he does yeah. So yeah, Zuko and of course Todoroki, or they all and then when Inko, Asashi, and Zumi went into town to grab a bite to eat, They didn't not thought of Deku because they forgot all about him. So, and the reason why I went over my time limit, so sorry. Please wait for part 2 to be filmed.